belly goes down, look up for your cow. And on the exhale, chin to chest, squeeze the belly and round the spine. So warm up about 5 or 6 of these, focusing on the entire back. We're going to be strengthening it tonight with a little stretching. So big inhales, big exhales. And when you're done with those 5 or 6 cat and cows, go ahead and circle the body, nice and slow circles. Bring your awareness to your hips and your lower back. And then reverse the circle, go the opposite direction. And then we'll come back to center and bring our forearms and elbows down to the mat. Bring the palms together. And you can rest your forehead down towards your hands, or you can stay lifted. This is where we'll set an intention for tonight's practice. So bowing down to your practice, think of something you'd like to achieve, whether it be on your mat or off of your mat. Inhale it through your nose. And as you exhale, sigh out the mouth. Now we'll slowly come back onto the hands, and we're going to do this little crawl up, I like to call it. So we're going to really round the spine and just roll ourselves up nice and slow. And then we're going to bring both arms above the head, reach for the sky. And as we exhale, we'll just roll ourselves right back down, one vertebrae at a time. And then we'll walk our hands forward and come down to our stomach. So if it's not comfortable for you laying on your stomach tonight, this might be where you need a pillow to support the lower belly and the hips. Make sure that the space around you is clear. Make sure that you can extend your arms out completely above and behind you, because we're going to be doing some stretching here. So we're going to start with both arms straight, both feet on the floor. You can rest your forehead on your mat or keep it lifted. But we're just going to reach the hands forward, as far forward as we can, and then pull the shoulders down away from the ears. So you're pressing your palms onto the ground really firmly, and you should feel a stretch in your shoulders and in your upper back. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Good. Now see if you can reach those hands further forward. So up a little more, and then press the palms and pull back into the shoulders. So it's just a little movement. Good. Now we're going to bring the arms out like a T, palms face down. We'll do the same thing. You can rest your forehead on the ground, or maybe your chin. And we're going to keep reaching those hands further away from each other. And then relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Now take the hands back behind you, closer to your hips. Same thing, inch those fingers like you're reaching for your toes. And then relax the shoulders down onto the mat. Hold for 3 breaths. Good. Now, send those hands and arms back above the head. And we're going to start by lifting the right leg and the left arm. We're going to do a couple rounds of this. So make sure that you're squeezing that right cheek and lifting the left hand while you press firmly into the right hand. Now we'll take it out to the side. So bring the left arm out to shoulder level. Take the right leg out to the side as far as you'd like to go, but keep lifting up when you send it out to the side. Now we'll take it back, reaching the left hand back. Bend your right knee, and you're either reaching back for it, or if you're able to touch the foot, you can go ahead and take that little bind. And with every breath, try to send your thigh and your knee up, focusing on your back. If you made that connection hand to foot, go ahead and release. Keep reaching that hand back for the foot, and then straighten your right leg and reach your left arm back forward. We'll lower the head down. We'll reach both hands above the head further, and then pull back into the shoulders. So pay attention to how this makes you feel, these little movements. We're going to continue to do them throughout our practice tonight. So on your inhale, lift your left leg and your right arm. Hold for a couple of breaths. Keep squeezing that left cheek, and then send the right arm out to the side, shoulder level. Left leg goes out, lifts up and out. Hold. And then reach your right hand back for the foot. Bend your left knee and either reach for your left foot with your right hand, connecting it, or just reaching for it. Try to lift that knee a little higher. Hold. And then release. Keep the knee bent while you reach back a little further, and then bring everything down and reach your right arm forward. Rest your forehead on your mat and inch those hands above the head a little more, even if they don't move. Hold for a breath. And now we're going to inhale both arms and both legs up. You can look forward or you can look down at your mat. Keep breathing for 3 breaths. We're strengthening our back tonight. And on the inhale, we'll bring the arms up like a T. We'll spread those legs as much as we can and flex the foot. Now be careful with the hip here. Sometimes people cramp up. And if you are cramping up, then lower everything down and grab hold of the earlobes. But we're here for another breath. We're going to inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, bring your hands under your shoulders and lower your legs, but keep this distance wider than the mat. And then we're going to come into like a little cobra with our legs wide and our feet flexed. So hold for 3, 2, and then lower down and bring the legs back together. Okay? So from here, we're going to tuck our toes. We're going to push ourselves up, bringing the hips above your knees, and then walk your hands in and chin to chest. Start to curl yourself up like we began. Okay, so from here, we're going to work on a couple camels. So if you need to support your knees, go ahead and add some cushion or double up your back here. And you want your knees to be aligned with your hips. So knees hip distance, right under the hips, feet down, make sure both hips are nice and even with one another. So we're going to start with our hands on our lower back. And just think of pushing the hips forward. So when you inhale, don't move the neck, just push the hips forward. And when you exhale, pull the navel in and push the hips back just a little. So we'll do 5 rounds of these. Not moving the neck, just focusing on the lower spine, engaging our core to send it back. Inhale forward, exhale back. 2 more. Good. Now let's inhale, bring both arms up. Reach high for the sky, and then take your hands back to your lower back. We'll do our second round of camel. This time we'll include the shoulders. So we'll push the hips forward, roll the shoulders back, inhale. The neck is still neutral. Pull the navel in, exhale. You can take it down if you'd like into more of a rabbit pose, or you can stay lifted. Coming back to that position, inhale, push the hips forward, roll the shoulders back, and exhale, pull the navel in, counteract the pose. 3 more. Make sure you're squeezing your sit muscles. And last one. Big breath in. Maybe you hold the pose a little bit, feeling gravity, push those shoulders down. And then on the exhale, we're going to roll ourselves down. So really grounding the spine. Walk the hands forward. Come into like a little puppy dog where you're on your fingertips and your hips are high. Higher than in child's pose. Good. All right, last round of camel. This time you can take it into the full expression using the neck, extending the head, shoulders, and back. So hands to the lower back. Just peek back and make sure that your feet are aligned with your knees. You haven't moved them in or one foot is further than the other. And then we're going to inhale, push the hips forward, roll the shoulders back, look up. Exhale, pull the navel in, come back to where you started, so not taking it down this round. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, squeeze, come back. 3 more. And last one. Big breath in, push those hips forward, feel the spine, nice and flexible. And then on the exhale, you can either take child's pose, or if you've been sitting a lot today, perhaps you try downward facing dog. Wherever you are, sway your body from left to right. Do what feels good for a little while. And then let's come back down to the stomach. Take your time getting there. We're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, 2 big toes closer together. We're going to press our feet firmly into the mat, squeeze our thighs, and inhale up into a cobra with no hands. You're either going to be looking up or your chin is tucked and you're looking down. We're here for 5 breaths. Keep squeezing your shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, try to lift a little higher. Exhale, lower all the way down and roll onto your right hip. Now straighten your right arm first and rest your right ear on that right arm. And then as you roll onto your right hip, you're going to bend your left knee, bringing that knee aligned with your hip. We're going to take our left hand to the left hip. And we're going to push our hip forward as we take our spine back. So as if you were trying to crack your lower back, but get deeper into your twist. Pull that left shoulder down away from your ear. Hold for 2 breaths. And then we're going to send the left arm above the head. And then we're going to straighten out that left leg. So flex both feet, try to stack the legs on top of each other. Turn your right palm to face the ceiling so the palms face each other. And just imagine that I'm pulling your hands up and I'm pulling your feet. So we're lengthening our body as much as we can. Now we're going to take the left hand down to the mat for support. We're going to slowly lift that left leg up as high as you can. Hold it. Squeeze the thighs. Squeeze your sit muscles while you're holding the leg up. And then slowly lower that leg down. We're going to do 3 more of those. So try not to forget about the right arm. Keep reaching that right arm up above the head. Keep kicking that right foot away and lift the left leg. So the right side is very active while the left side is doing the work. movement. We'll do 2 more of these slow leg lifts, folding and lowering. Last one, inhale, lift, and then lower. We're gonna find that spinal twist again. So bring that knee up to hip level. This time, we'll reach the left arm above the head when we inhale, and then we'll reach behind us as we exhale. Hold it here. And then reach that left hand down towards the feet. And then bring the hand to the hip. Push the hip forward or away from the stomach and hold. Good. All right, let's roll back onto our stomach. We're going to bring both hands behind our back. You have the option to interlace your fingers here or just reach back. And we'll inhale, lift the upper and lower body. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Try to pull the hands away from the lower back. We're here for 3. Inhale. Try to lift a little higher. And then slowly lower down. Take a child's pose or downward facing dog to counteract that strengthening or that stretch that we just did. When you're done with your child's pose or down dog, come on back to the belly. And then roll onto your left side. Straighten your left arm up towards the top of the head. Rest your head on your left arm. We're going to flex both feet. We're going to reach that left hand as far above the head as we can as we kick the feet away. And then we'll send the right arm above the head. Try to balance. Inhale. Keep reaching, turn the palms to face each other, so lengthening the entire body. And then bring that right hand back down to the ground for some support. And we'll start to lift the right leg up slowly. Hold, engage the core, and lower. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Trying to balance on this hip 2 more times. Good. Now that right arm will reach above the head once again. Inhale. And as you exhale, take the hand to the hip, bend your knee, and bring your knee to hip level. Push the hip away. Push that spinal twist coming into it a little deeper. Pull the right shoulder down away from the ear. And then we'll inhale the right arm above the head and exhale the arm behind us. Reach for your back and then take it down towards your feet and to the hip one more time, pushing the hip away. Coming into that deeper spinal twist. Good. All right, let's roll back on our belly and find our way back to tabletop. So we're going to work our way down our back this evening as far as stretching goes. So we're going to start with the left hand, reaching the left hand towards the top left corner of your mat. And then you're going to push back into your hips, bend your right elbow, maybe bring it down to the ground and hold. So think about stretching out your left armpit, your left shoulder, that left upper back. If you want to stretch your neck, you can turn your head to the right. Your face might touch the ground or it might stay lifted. And if you're looking to the right, you're down at your mat. And then we're going to walk our left hand as far to the right as you want. You can come off of the mat for a deeper stretch. And And then you're gonna send your hips back and to the left. So now you're moving down to the mid-back and more of the side body. You might even feel this in the lower back. Try not to forget about your breath. Good. Now let's walk the hand back to center, and we'll do the other side. So the left hand comes under the shoulder, the right hand reaches forward, come onto the fingertips and push back into the hips. Bring your awareness to your right shoulder, armpit, and right upper back. And then we'll walk that hand over to the far left side of the mat. Push your hips over to the right. Focus on your mid and lower back. And then let's bring everything back to center. Coming back to tabletop. Now, let's bring the knees a little closer together. And then we're going to bring the right knee up. Bend the knee, bring the foot up in the air, inhale. And as you exhale, send your knee towards your right elbow. Squeeze the belly. And then we're gonna send our knee up towards the ceiling, towards the back of our mat, and then towards the ground. So we're making these slow circles with our right hip. We're gonna inhale towards the right elbow, exhale towards the sky. Inhale towards the back of your mat, exhale towards the earth. Keep going. Slow, intentional breaths while we strengthen our hip. Think of a clock. You inhale 12 o'clock, exhale 3, 6, and 9. One more time. Good, now we will stretch that hip. So straighten your leg out to about hip level, or align with your hip, I should say. And you're gonna stay here, or you can tuck your left toes and push back into your hips. Now, however far you go is your choice, but you wanna feel this in your inner thigh and your inner hip. Now, if you want more from this, I'm gonna give you the option to thread your left arm underneath, and maybe you bring that shoulder down towards the ground, or you stay lifted and keep reaching that left hand towards your right toes. And then you'll include the back. Let's bring that left hand back under the shoulder if you had straightened it out. And then let's bring that right knee back under the hip. From here, we're still on the right side. We're gonna inhale, bring your right arm out to shoulder level, palm face down. And then reach the right arm forward. Inhale above the head, exhale out to the side. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Now inhale the right arm forward and hold. See if you can straighten your left leg and flex the foot. Engage the belly, breathe. Bend your left knee. Reach your right hand back as if you were reaching for the foot. Feel free to grab hold of the foot, but that's not the goal. The goal is just to reach back. And then we'll straighten everything out on the inhale and lower everything down on the exhale. Let's windshield wiper side to side. Send the hips from left to right. Come back to your deep breathing. And then we'll go into the left side by straightening the left leg out to the side. Foot is down, align with your hip. Tuck your right toes and take your hips back as much as you'd like. Stay there or thread that right arm underneath, coming onto the right shoulder or just sending it down towards the ground. Bringing both hands back under the shoulders on the next inhale. And bringing that left knee back in. We're going to send the left arm forward above the head as we inhale. Exhale, take it out to the side, shoulder level. One more time, inhale forward. Exhale to the side. Now we'll inhale it forward and try to straighten our right leg, flexing the foot. Pull the belly in. Stay here or bend your right knee and with your left hand, reach back for your foot. Inhale, straighten everything. Exhale, lower down. And now we'll try to get a lower back stretch. So we'll tuck our toes, find our down dog, and then find a forward fold. So however you can get your feet closer to your hands, we're going to inhale to a half lift. Make sure our feet are nice and even with one another. Push the hips back, soften your knees. Now you might feel this behind the thighs. So take your hands to your thighs or even to your low back or your butt and try to lift up as you send your head down towards the ground. And then bring your hands to that lower back and just keep pulling the back up. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, soften the knees. Try to feel it in your lower back and then start to walk in place a little bit. Especially if your hamstrings are tight. Option to interlace your fingers and squeeze your shoulder blades, sending your hands above the head. Good. If you interlace your fingers, go ahead and release. And let's all bring our hands down to the ground, bend the knees if you need to. And then we're going to do that little rag doll or that roll up. So you're going to squeeze everything, inhale, and come up one vertebrae at a time. Good. It's always nice to roll the shoulders back when you get to the top. And we're going to work on lifting our legs out to the side. So if you need to hold on to a wall, please do so because this is not for balancing, this is for strengthening. So wherever you are, you can start with your hands at your hips or hands to prayer. We're going to start with your right leg. So we're going to inhale it up and exhale it down. We're going to do 5 of these, and on the 5th one, we will pulse. So try to include the core, squeezing the belly. A lot of times back pain comes from weakened core. So now we begin to pulse, little lifts. We're doing this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll do that inner thigh. So please hold on to the wall and then straighten your right leg forward and then take it over to the left and bring it back. So we'll do this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we'll pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower down. We'll take it back on that right leg. So send your right leg back, inhale, squeeze and hold, tighten the belly, try not to lean forward, so you want to keep your shoulders pulled back. We're holding, and then we bring it back. Inhale it back, squeeze and hold, pull the shoulders back, and then relax it. 2 more. And then we'll pulse. So little pulsing for 5. Keep pulling the shoulders back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hands on the hips. Take a fold, walk in place. Maybe you sway your hips left and right. And then drag yourself up. And we'll do the left side. So choose hands on hips or hands to prayer. Tighten the belly. Inhale. Try to lift that leg. Bring it in. 4 more. 3, 2, and we pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Hold on to the wall so we can do that inner thigh. Straighten the left leg forward. Send it over, bring it back. 4, 3, 2, and pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it down. Now, hold on to the wall, our hands to the hips. We'll send it back. As far back as we can, we'll engage the core and pull the shoulders back. Hold, and then bring it down. Again, send it back, pull the shoulders back, squeeze and hold, and bring it back. 3 more. And that last one, we will pulse. Hopefully you're starting to feel the heat, the little burning sensation. And relax. Take 1 more fold, sway your hips, stretch it out a little bit more. Good. All right, let's find our way back down to our mats. We're going to use the wide side of the mat. We're going to come into a straddle. So we're going to start not as wide as we can go, but maybe take your feet as wide as you can go and then bring it in about 6 inches. And then lift your meat out of the way so we're sitting up nice and tall with both feet flexed. We're going to inhale the right arm up, reach for the outer left side of the left leg. So even if you can reach the foot, take it not as far as your reach. And then try to bend your elbow to pull the body, the upper body closer to the leg. So bring your awareness back to that back, the right side of your back. Hold for 3. Keep both feet flexed. And then we're going to inhale, bring the right arm up. And on the exhale, reach the right hand for the right foot or ankle, wherever you can touch. Bend your elbow once again to try to fold a little deeper. Try not to let that left hip pop up. Maybe you use your left hand to keep that left leg in place. Now we'll bring both arms up as we inhale. And we'll take our left hand outside of our right leg and bend that elbow to fold deeper. So start to feel it in the back. Then we'll inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, reach for your left foot or ankle. Good. Now we're going to come on up. You can inhale the arms up and then bring them down. And now you can spread those feet and legs as much as you're able to, coming into more of your straddle. Once you get into it, we're going to lift the thighs and kind of rotate everything down towards the ground. We're going to keep both feet flexed. And now we're going to take eagle arms. So you're either going to reach for your shoulders or you're going to find your full expression of eagle. We're going to start with the left arm crossed under the right. So we'll inhale, open our arms. And on the exhale, left arm crosses under right. Reach for your shoulder blades or interlace your fingers for your eagle arms. Now keep your feet flexed. We're going to send the elbows up as we inhale. You can hold it here or you can exhale and take a fold. Going down as far as you'd like. Your elbows might reach. You might also need a bolster or a block to support your belly here, depending on how far you go. We'll be here for 5 breaths. If you took a fold, inhale and tighten your sit muscles, tighten your belly, bring the body up, bring the elbows up. And on the exhale, we'll open the arms up wide. And now we're going to take a lean to your left. So with your left hand, bring that hand down to the leg and reach the right arm up. Take the right hand behind your head and pull your right shoulder. Try to twist a little bit, sending your chest up towards the sky. Remember to keep both feet flexed. Inhale and exhale. Come on out of it. We'll take it right into the other side. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand goes down, left hand reaches over. So now we're leaning to the right. We'll take that left hand behind the head, pull the shoulder and elbow back, try to look up, relax the shoulder down, rotate the chest up, both feet flexed. Inhale, squeeze everything and come back to center. Maybe you roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Maybe you circle the head a couple of times. And then we'll do that eagle with the right arm under left. So inhale, arms open wide. Exhale, right arm crosses under left. Reach for shoulders or interlace and find eagle. Stay here or pull the elbows up and away. Hold or take a fold. Breathe slowly. To come out of this, we're going to inhale, squeeze, tighten, bring the elbows up once again. And then release the arms out like a T. And just do a couple circles. And then we're going to bring both hands behind the head. We're going to inhale, lean to your left, send your right elbow up. Hold for 2 breaths. And then bring it back to center on that second exhale. And then take it over to your right. Left elbow goes up. And take it back to center. Now let's help the legs together. We're going to come into butterfly pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together. Holding on to your ankles, to the soles of the feet, or onto your toes. And we're going to do a couple fluttering of the knees. And then we'll take a butterfly fold. So folding forward, resting down. And now we got to do those circles with that left hip. So slowly come out of your butterfly and find that tabletop again. Bring the knees closer together. Root through the hands. And inhale, bring the left knee up towards the left elbow. Exhale towards the sky. Inhale towards the back of the mat. Exhale towards the earth. Keep it going. Hopefully your hips will feel nice and strong and yummy after tonight. It's very important to keep our hips strong, especially as women. One more time. Good. And then tuck the toes, push the hips back. Inhale, look up. And exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. One more time, push the hips back. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, squeeze the belly. We'll come on to the stomach one last time. We'll come back to that wide leg position where the feet are flexed. The more the arch side of the foot is on the ground, the feet are wider than the mat. We'll walk the hands back a little bit so that they're outside of the ribs. Press firmly into the palms. Inhale, lift up into that cobra with the legs wide. Pull your shoulders back away from your ears. Keep setting your pelvic bones towards the ground. And now, see if you can bring the soles of the feet together. Hold for a breath. And then release and lower down. Let's roll onto our back from here. We're coming into bridge pose next. So walk your feet in as close to your hips as you can. If you're able to reach for your heels, go ahead. Or turn your palms to face down, and on the inhale, we'll send our hips up into our bridge. If your chin is touching your chest, slightly lift your chin. Option to roll the shoulders under, interlacing the fingers behind the back, or even placing the hands under the low back for support. And lower down. Now we did a lot of strengthening for that upper back. We're going to do some for the lower back. So with the hips lowered, think about touching your pelvis. And we're going to inhale, send everything up fast. So coming back into that bridge. And then lowering down as slow as we can. As soon as that lower back hits the ground, we're going to tuck our pelvis. Inhale, send it up. Exhale, slow, lower down. 5 more. Try to squeeze the thighs when you get to the top. And try to slowly lower as slow as you can. Last one. And lower down. Let's straighten the left leg. And bend your right knee. So we're going to do some forehead to knee. You've got options. You can bring your, place your hands down and just lift the head up and bring the forehead to the knee. You can also interlace the fingers and lift up there. Or you can hold on to the knee with your right hand and support the head with your left. So choose which option you want to take. Flex your left foot so your left leg's nice and active. And we're going for 5. So let's inhale. Make sure you bring the forehead to the knee and the knee to the forehead. Squeeze the belly and then lower. Try to feel your stretch when you inhale and relax when you exhale. 3 more. Last one, see if you can hold and then lower. Relax. Starfish the body. So widen the feet, wider than your mat. Send your arms above your head. Relax the shoulders down. And then we'll do the left side. So walk the feet back in. Flex your right foot. Hug your left knee in. Whichever option you did on the other side, go ahead and take it here. And begin your crunching. 5 times. Think about strengthening your back. Make sure you're squeezing that belly. Last one, try to hold. And then lower down. Take one more bridge pose, sending your hips high. Let's see if we have time for one more strengthening. Okay. Now, while we're in our bridge, we're going to do cactus arms. So bring your arms out, elbows bent. And then we're going to inhale, reach the arms above the head, send your hips higher. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, bring them back to start, but keep your hips lifted. So inhale, reach above the head, try to send the hips a little higher. Exhale, bend the elbows, keep the hips where they are. 3 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale. This time, reach for your elbows above the head and lower your hips down. We're going to allow our knees to fall to the right as we send our elbows to the left and look to the left. Take a deep breath in your spinal twist, allowing the ribs to squeeze things out. And then bring everything back to center, inhale. And as you exhale, elbows go to the right, look to the right, knees fall to the left. Inhale back to center. Release the arms, bring them out to the side like a T, palms face up. And now we're going to give our body a hug. So we're going to cross the arms with the right arm underneath the left. Reach for your shoulder blades. Now cross your left leg on top of right. And allow your knees to fall to the right as you send your elbows to the left. So they may not actually go, you're just creating a little resistance or a twist here. Release the arms out like a T, palms will face down now. Scoot your hips over to the left side of your mat and take a deeper spinal twist. And if this is too much, then uncross the legs and stack them on top of each other. 10 slow breaths here. Try to soften the face. Pull the shoulders down. Relax the hips. One more deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, straighten your right leg. Roll onto your right hip. Bring your left hand to your left hip. And now we're in that spinal twist that we did in the beginning. So you're using your hand just to find that deeper twist. Relax that left shoulder down. And this time, look to your left. And then very gently and very slowly come out of this twist. Bring your hips back to center. Take a bridge pose to realign the spine. And then lower your hips in the center of your mat. Arms out like a T, palms face up. Now we'll hug with the right arm on top of left. Reach for your shoulders. And then cross your right leg on top of your left. Allow your knees to fall to the left as you try to send your elbows to the right and look to the right. Close the eyes. And then bring your arms out like a T, palms face down. Scoot your hips to the right, and then find that deeper spinal twist, allowing the knees to fall down as you look to the right, closing the eyes for 10 deep breaths. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Sigh it out the mouth. Start to straighten your left leg as you roll deeper onto your left hip. Bringing your right hand to your right hip. Pushing that hip forward as you relax your shoulder and look to your right a little more. And then we'll very slowly and gently come out of our twists. And we'll take one last bridge pose. And while you're in your bridge, decide where you'd like to be for your inversion tonight. If you want to stay in bridge, feel free to do so. If you want to move near a wall, do legs up the wall, feel free to do so. If you want more of a deeper stretch, then lower your hips and take a supported shoulder stance, maybe taking it into plow. So you've got options. Choose where you'd like to be tonight. And spend about 10 breaths there. Two more breaths wherever you are. Okay, now let's slowly lower down and either do a quick hug and circle to massage your lower back, or a quick windshield wiper of the legs. Maybe you do both. If you find any last sticky spots or tight spots, please address it. Any last stretches? And I will offer happy baby because that's good for the hips and back. So if you want to reach for your feet and take a quick happy baby, do so. And then we will prepare for Shavasana. For Shavasana tonight, I will offer bringing the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to open wide, and then try to press that lower back onto the ground. Well, typically when we bring the knees together, the back arches. So you want to try to send the back up a little bit, forward above the head, and then press that lower back onto the ground. You can bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your stomach. If that feels good, then this is where we'll be. If it doesn't, then please modify or change it. I'll talk a little bit, and then I'll be quiet a little bit. So as you inhale, think of something that makes you happy. And allow that feeling, that thought to radiate down your spine. And as you think of this thought, think of your spine. Try to lengthen the spine a little bit, bringing the chin down possibly. And now think of your spine as healthy, as stable, and as strong as it needs to be to support your entire body. Think of and visualize every vertebrae in its right place, with its right amount of cushion to support the body. And then think of your hips. Bring your awareness to your hips. And visualize your hips nice and healthy, full of the cartilage and cushion that it needs to support your legs. And keep having your awareness on your spine and your hips. Have gratitude for both of them, for your entire body, as it supports you all day long. And now think of one thing that you'd like to change or let go of. We tend to hold on to tension and stress in our hips. So just pick one thing. And as you exhale, believe and tell yourself you're letting go of whatever it is. Now feel content and satisfied about your practice. And allow your mind to be at rest for healing to occur. I'll guide you back in a few moments. Start to deepen your breath. Inhale, send your breath to your belly. Inhale a little more. And if your knees are open wide, on the exhale, go ahead and bring your knees together. Maybe you give the body a hug, hugging the knees in to wake the body up. And then maybe stretch the arms above the head and stretch the legs out long, circling the wrists and ankles, feeling renewed and refreshed. Let's go ahead and find a fetal position. You can choose whichever side you want to hold on to. Make a little pillow for your head. Maybe bring a little smile to your face. And then push yourself up slowly and gently with the eyes closed. Coming into a comfortable seat. With the hands on the knees and the eyes closed, take a nice slow circle to your right. Circling as big as you can. And then a nice slow circle to your left. And then bringing the body back to center and bringing your hands to prayer pose. Bowing our heads as we seal our practice. And I thank you both so much for sharing your time with me tonight. I thank you for allowing me to guide you in this practice. And I leave you with love, with light, with strength, and with gratitude. The light within me honors and cherishes the light within you both.